Every so often it's worth checking the rear prop shaft O-ring. The prop shaft does move backwards and forwards during each cycle, so this O-ring does need lubrication from time to time. But with it being sealed inside the rear of the valve body, it doesn't get access to paint and debris the same as other O-rings on the bolt assembly. So this doesn't need to be done all the time. The prop shaft is retained inside the valve chamber by a split Delrin ring that sits in a groove inside the back of the valve chamber body here. You'll need a pick to remove it, and it can be a bit fiddly. Find where the split is in the ring and gently prise the end of the clip out of its groove at one end. Then work your way around, lifting the clip out of the groove as you go until the prop shaft becomes free. Now the prop shaft can be removed, and here you can see the Delrin split ring. Like all the other rings on the bolt assembly, make sure they're wiped down and all the old grease is removed first. Place those to one side, and you can put the clip back over the prop shaft, ready for reassembly later. Give the back cap a tap. You'll have the prop shaft spring, and behind there you also have the plunger. This is the plunger that acts as both a spring guide, the prop shaft spring, and also doubles as the locking mechanism for the back cap. You can see the pin attached to the back cap, the locking pin attached to the back cap, and how that has a groove there, and the ball nose, this piece, works on there to latch from the upper to lower position. Once you have all the pieces removed, this piece needs a very small amount of grease just around the O-ring at the end. Then the prop shaft itself, the 14x2 here at the back of the prop shaft, again, small amount of grease, the same amount as you would apply to the front 14x2 O-ring. All those pieces can be assembled back together and can be slid back into the chamber. Push the split ring down into place and locate one end of the split ring into the groove, then work your way around, pushing the clip in as you go until it's sat snugly in the groove. You can check that assembly works. Once that's assembled, you can then insert back cap to hold it back, push it down until it locks into place. Just check that's moving freely too. From this point on, you can reassemble the can and the bolt as previously, just by applying a small amount of grease onto the 14x2 O-ring here. Your pre-greased can and bolt just screws back into the firing chamber, valve chamber. Check everything's moving smoothly. Insert back into your Before reassembling, it's always worth checking that the prop shaft tip is tight onto the prop shaft body. Prop shaft tip is constructed of Delrin, prop shaft body is anodized aluminium. Just grab hold, either using the flats here, or just by holding the prop shaft to one side, and just make sure the prop shaft tip is nice and tight. There are two O-rings that are purely used to keep the prop shaft tip in place. Make sure they're nice and dry, they shouldn't be greased. Grab both parts and tighten down as firmly as you can. Always do this prior to reassembling.